Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. For some of you, this is a special day. Happy Halloween. For those of you that do celebrate, we don't really in Australia. Well, I personally don't really do it. We do get the occasional people that do. So I thought, you know what? I'll do a Halloween themed diecast review for today. And we're doing an aircraft that I love. But we're doing one from jcwings, so it could be a trick or it could be a treat. We are going to wait and see what we get out of this box, of course. Now, this is, well, a Grumman F-14D Tomcat, but it's in a pumpkin face livery, as seen in the Namco Ace Combat video game series. I think it was Ace Combat 6, Fires of Liberation to be exact. Now, our aircraft is one from the Republic of Emiria Air Force, or REAF, and I got this one from America. Well, from a seller in America anyway, and I think he felt really sorry for me because it did cost a little bit of money. He even threw in a stand. So today we're going to actually see one with a stand. That'll be something for a bit of a change. So, all right, well, what we're going to do is open this up and have a little look. And hey, there we go. So I hope you like orange because we are getting a lot of orange in our face today. And look at that pumpkin face. That looks absolutely killer. I am really hoping this does go well, but we won't know until we open the box. So what are we going to do? We're going to shut the hell up and open the box. All right, we'll get this open and get our grubby little hands on this awesome looking F-14 and check it out. Alright, so this crazy looking F-14 out of the box does come with that sort of airfield hard cardboard stock base plate here. If you do want to display your aircraft on that, of course, we'll move that out of the way. We'll get this open and have a real good look at this very interesting aircraft here. So obviously this won't be everyone's ideal sort of thing because it is not a real livery, of course. This is make-believe. But, you know, when I saw this, I really wanted to grab one because these do look amazing. And I don't have a problem with having something that's not real. So it does have all that fictional Air Force and everything on the card. They are nice and hard plastic as per usual. There is a limited run of 600. So if you do have any interest in getting one of these yourself, very, very low numbers. So it does have some instructions, which is pretty cool. Let's quickly open these up if I can struggle with my fingers. Come on. All right, so they are pretty comprehensive. It does show you where to put the pilots, all the different pylons and ordnance and everything that you need to know to get this beast set up. It is only single-sided, so if you have one of these JC models and don't have instructions, there you go. Whack those spots and paws, and you do now. We will get this open. It's all brand new, as I said. I did buy this, and it flew over from the States, and it does look very nice. So it does have, obviously, the landing gear options here. It does have a little baggie in there, and that is full of gear bay doors from the looks of it, and a couple of little pilots. And some extra missiles in there as well. So that is pretty cool. Now we need to get this out so we can have a little look at this sweet looking F-14 straight from the foam. Man, this does look awesome. Let's get all this garbage off it. All right. Let us check this out. I'm actually looking forward to this because it does look superb. This orange, man, it does pop. Hopefully it's not going to play up on the camera at all, and we'll get a real good look at it. Let's have a look at some of those details. Yep, it is the normal quality paintwork that these jcwings do have. Happy Halloween, everyone. That is pretty cool. There's a bat on that wing. It's a little bit unusual that there's a green just section there. Let's see if that opens up. It should. It opens up really nicely. It does have a decent amount of detail in there. It is really well done. I sort of know there's going to be issues because just going from the experience of that Red Rippers one we did recently, I can't imagine they've changed anything. So, but, you know, a guy can dream, we can hope, and we'll just wait and see, you know, we could be surprised. I hope we are. Whoa. So there is some movement in the rudder there. There is a pumpkin on there and some bats. That is insane. This looks awesome. Same on this side. Got your pumpkin on there. So you got the rudder movement and stabilizer movement. I'm assuming that opens up as well, but it's going to be hard for these chunky monkeys to get in there. The paint, I suppose, is a little bit thin here and there, where the coverage over the dark grey isn't 100%, but look, to be honest, it sort of gives it a rustic sort of look. Or maybe that's what they're intending, I don't know. Ooh. It's got all the bats on the side. And it's got a face. Not quite a shark's face, more of an angry pumpkin face, but that does look cool. Yep, very, very nice. Trick. Oh, so does it say treat? Yes, it does. Treat on that side. We'll have a little look underneath. Yeah, that's cool. The hook. Yep, that lifts. Those little air brakes will lift out as well. A little bit stiff, but the normal sort of deal. That is pretty cool. Well, let's check the swing wings. Will they move without a drama? Let's have a little listen. Hang on. Let's see if we can hold it in a spot where I can do it. Yep, doesn't want to. Oh, there we go. They're sort of a little bit stiff. I could do that all day, but I'm sure you don't want to see that. The engine detail does not look to be a great deal. It's really hard to see right inside there, unfortunately. But this is pretty much as it is out of the box, so we need to do some assembly. So, all right, we'll set this up, probably in flight first, I reckon, and we'll come back and check this out, all kitted out, in flight, and see what we have in our hands. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. All right, so the Ordinance you get to put on underneath, you get a choice out of setting up these Phoenix missiles underneath there. They do present quite well and look really nice. They've got a lot of detail. Yep, very cool. You do also get to put on some of these Sparrow missiles. Depending on your loadout, if you use all those Phoenix missiles, you can't use some of those. So yeah, it comes down to the way you set your aircraft up. You also do get these two bright orange fuel tanks. There is nothing really on them. They're just orange. Nothing too special. But you also get a choice out of using these pylons. So you can obviously only use one set at once. So you do get one spare. You either get to use the Sidewinder and Sparrow setup or the Phoenix missile and Sidewinder setup. So that comes down to your choice. So that is all you need to do to kit it out. All right, let's finish setting up this pumpkin. And of course, this is the stand you need to buy from JCWings. So we'll have a quick squiz at that. What do you reckon? We'll just pull that straight out. It does come with a set of instructions if you do not know how to set a stand up. I can't imagine it'd be too difficult. Looks pretty straightforward. Cool. So this is this straight out of the packet. So that is a sort of a light metal, and that's metal as well. So that will set up nicely. You just whack that in there, screw it in, and then screw this top section in, and yeah, you're ready to rock and roll. All right, we will quickly do that and come back and check out this pumpkin all set up in flight and on a stand. All right, we'll be back in a moment. All right, here we have this all set up for in-flight. Now, was it a trick or was it a treat? I would love to say it was a treat, but this is more of a trick. Now, it's the same issue with as we saw in the previous F-14 by JCWings we did. You put those gear bay doors in there, and there, and you can plainly see the open gear bay doors for when you have it gear down. That is really terrible. Stands out like dog's bowls on this particular model, because you've got that bright orange and the white really does stand out. That is unfortunate. The Ordinance was so hard to push on. I don't think you can see the tanks there, they stick out a mile. That's as far as I could push them on. On the positive side, you do get 2 sets of weapon loadouts if you want, so you can either go like I have here or go the Sparrow line. And this does, it sets up nicely in regards to the weapons look fantastic, but the fitment was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. And I didn't get a pitted tube, so I did nick the pitted tube off the Red Rippers one just so we could do it for the video, which was a little bit disappointing. It is, yeah, I wish I had better news, but unfortunately this is not. If you're an in-flight F-14 lover, I definitely maybe would not consider buying this, because unless you can live with these little imperfections. That is always your choice, of course. I like to just show as much as I can in as much detail as I can and let you make the choice yourself. But this is how it'll look in flight. Now, of course, you want to put it on the stand. I've got to be a little bit careful of the prickly bits on this aircraft. Now, this is the stand that you do get. It does have this part that can, change the direction of the aircraft. And it is all metal except for that plastic bit there. And on the instructions, let us see about turning this around. Jeez, this is awkward. And on the instructions, it says you're supposed to fit it to the exhaust, but obviously you can't. So you've actually got to locate the stand onto here. Now, it is a tight fit from what I'm assuming, because it does not look very big, that gap there. It is not, well, it is not wanting to go on at all. I've got to push that on. That's as far as it wants to go on. If you want to have this on the stand, man, I would not want to leave home with this on the stand like that. That is very, very bad. It is not held on by much, and you've got a fair bit of weight in these. These are a pretty solid die cast, but this is how this will look on the stand. As I said, you can change the direction there. I don't want to muck around with it too much. Hopefully it's not going to fall off. Put the wings out. And this is how it does present on the stand. Look, overall, it's nice in regards to the paintwork, but in regards to putting it together and the overall finish quality of in-flight at the moment, that is a bit of a trick, I will say. But I like to see mine gear down, of course. So for you in-flight guys, I'm sorry to say it's not the most perfect rendition of an F-14 Tomcat, but of course it all comes down to what you can live with. Now what we'll do though is we'll chuck some landing gear on this and check out this F-14 pumpkin in gear down and see how that fares. All right, we'll be back in a second. Alrighty, with this jcwings finally done and gear down, these are the generic sort of pilot figures you do get with your aircraft if you want to use it. Same deal as the Red Rippers. It was an absolute pain in the ass to fit shit to. Nothing fits on this, to be honest. When you buy one of these, you've just got to buy some sandpaper and files and some blades so you can trim and cut and hole out everything you need to do to get things to fit. Let's have a look. We'll have a look at the good side, which is this side. Now I've opened up that canopy again so you can see a little bit better in there. Hopefully we can show a little bit more detail. It's really nice inside there. It's really well done. As I said, the paintwork on this, really nice. I've opened up that little brake a bit. That's as far as it wants to open. I'm not going to force that issue. I've brought that arrestor hook down. I mean, with all the moving bits and pieces, yeah, the bells and whistles, it's pretty cool. But I would rather have no stabilizers moving, no rudder movement, if everything bloody went together properly, instead of all this fancy moving shit. I just want something to go together nicely and look good. To be honest, it is a little bit unfortunate. All right, let us try and turn this over without dropping it. And there we have it. I loaded it out with the other configuration, so that is the second option for the loadout. And of course, if you choose this option, all those holes are visible. Those are the holes to mount your Phoenix missiles, obviously, so that will be visible. I've opened the little air brakes down underneath there. Now, the fun bit, to put the gear bay doors on, another nightmare. That small gear bay door next to the wheel is a pain in the ass. And even that other gear bay door forward of that is a real annoying thing to get to fit on. They don't like to go into their positions at all. That one right there, you really have to force the issue. That one, you've actually got to take everything off so you can get your fingers to it to put it on, because there's no way you'll be able to put that on with tweezers. Well, I don't think I'd be able to. You can't get the pressure on it to force it into its slot because it doesn't go in there nicely, of course. And of course, I've got that other pylon on there for the Ordinance there for that separate loadout. Yeah, so unfortunately, this is a no bueno for the jcwings F-14 Tomcat once again. This is definitely a trick. It was not a treat to put together, I'll tell you that much. But it does look better gear down than it does in flight. So, of course, because of those open areas that are always visible when you have it in flight. Now, the nose wheel, same deal. You just put the little gear bay doors in. They had to be trimmed to go in. There is some nice wheel well details in there. The wheels themselves are really nicely done. They've got some nice shading. I think they roll. Yeah, they roll nicely. Same with the main landing gear. There's some beautiful shading on there. They do present really well, and they roll. They look really nice. Just really bloody hard to put in. So this is not a very easy build. You do have to spend some time setting this up for the way you want to have it. And of course, as I said, this is definitely gear down. The gear up is pretty woeful, especially with that stand. Ugh. That stand is terrible. And we'll open up these wings. The wings are a little bit clunky. I think some Ordnance just dropped off because the wing might have been touching it. So that is a little bit unfortunate. The wing movement isn't smooth like you do get on other ones like Hobby Master and stuff. That is quite clunky, so it is a little bit disappointing, unfortunately. Another disappointment from jcwings in regards to their F-14 series. Man, they do some really killer models, and then they don't. So you're just going to have to be selective. And as I said, it all comes down to what you're happy to live with in regards to fitment and quality and all that kind of stuff. And hopefully I do show you enough in the videos to help you make your decision. All right, I think I've talked long enough about this, so I will take some photos of this, of course, and chuck them on at the end of the video so you can see this aircraft in a little bit more detail without my fingers all over it, of course. And don't forget to like it if you like the video, at least. You don't have to give it a like for the aircraft, just like the video, and hopefully it did provide you with some useful information. And always feel free to drop a comment below. I like to hear everyone else's thoughts as well. And if you have yet to subscribe to the channel, always feel free to do that. All right, everyone, I will wind up by saying thank you so much for enduring this video. I'm sorry, it probably was a little bit of a longer than usual one. And unfortunately, usually the longer videos mean there is something wrong. All right, everyone, I will wind up by saying thank you so much for spending your valuable time in watching the video. I really do appreciate it. So once again, thanks for watching, and you all have an awesome rest of your day. And for those of you that are celebrating it right now, happy Halloween. And if you're watching this when it's not Halloween, well, just ignore what I just said. All right, everyone, you all have a great rest of your day. Cheers.